All right, so today I got something on my mind, and I would love, I don't know, as much feedback or insight as anybody can offer me. Maybe this will open a dialogue, a discussion. Maybe we can, I don't know, just we get this out in the open, and maybe we can just elaborate on it and learn and grow and get to a better place with one another. See, to me, it feels like there's all this anger and hostility on social media. It's a place, instead of being a tool where we can help one another and we can learn and stay connected with our friends, family, we can share and utilize this free platforms to build, our businesses, share ideas, all these amazing things that you could possibly do with these free platforms. What people choose to do, people choose to share hate. They choose to share ugliness. They choose to attack one another, slander one another, belittle, berate, beat up. So there was this thing recently. The movie, The Sounds of Freedom came out, right? And I don't really care whether you see it or not. Some people think it's like this big deal that everybody must see. Some people think it's, whatever. I don't really care. It was actually a good film. I enjoyed it. I did see it. Again, I'm not endorsing it. I don't really, I get nothing from this at all. So I'm not encouraging you to go watch it, but if you watch it, I don't believe you'll be disappointed, but I believe it's a little sensitive and some people may not enjoy it. I do have a close friend here in Wyoming with me that saw it and didn't get too far into it, and he didn't want to continue watching it. It just kind of touched his heart the wrong way, and he didn't want to continue watching it. But see, he's a man who's well informed and he's well read, and he's been reading up on the things that are going on with trafficking and things like that, and that these things have been going on for forever, decades and decades. And he's been reading articles about how they've been trying to investigate and infiltrate. He's been reading stuff for more than 10 years, and to watch it was a little just too much for him. He didn't enjoy it. So, like I said, I'm not encouraging you to go out and watch it, but it's kind of the premise for what happened. So this film came out, right? And as this film came out, a lot of people thought it was this big thing and like, hey, we got to share this because, people need to know and all this different stuff. And quickly, a lot of people who are non-believers, they thought that this was some kind of Christian angle, and they quickly tried to politicize this whole situation, which is not really a political thing at all. It's not. The reality is there are government agencies trying to, investigate these things, but they have only so many resources. So ultimately, this is just a story. It was basically like a story about this one detective who took it upon himself. He got far into an investigation, and as he got deeper and deeper into the investigation, he knew he wanted to go further than his superiors wanted him to go, because their resources had kind of ran out, and they're like, as much as we, are not trying to be cold and insensitive, there's a limit to where the law can go at some point. There's lines and jurisdictions, and there's all these different things, and that's with any crime. It's with any crime, and when it comes to things like children, that's hard for some people to swallow. It's like, how do we draw a line? Well, there's just lines. There are. Okay, so anyways, I feel like I'm a little off track here, but my point was these things are real. These things are happening. Anybody's clueless to the fact they're happening, I mean, you're just choosing to bury your head in the sand. And that's not an insult. I'm not attacking anyone. I think some people have been a little sheltered in their life, and they just don't know all the ugliness that's in the world. And I think with social media, there's a lot more out there, because people choose to just put everything out there now. because everybody can put anything and everything right on their smartphone, just as I'm doing right here. So with that being said, like it's the ugliness that a lot of people have known about for many, many decades. Some people are just now learning about it. And the people who are choosing not to know about it, they're choosing not to know because it's all out there now. But see, some people are trying to make it like a political agenda. Like this movie is all about politics, which it's really not. And so there was a, one of the producers, one of the guys who funded and contributed to the movie, there was just a recent thing that came out that he actually was in trouble for having kidnapped a child. And this made like several headlines, right? Because ultimately that's headlines. That's really interesting. People are going to click on it. People are going to want to read it. It's going to get ratings. It's going to get, notices. But the thing is they leave out information. That's not a full story. And the headline's never the full story. But that's what people are doing is they're taking the headlines from these little articles and they're putting them on social media everywhere and they're saying, well, look what happened. Obviously, this was all part of an agenda. This was someone streaming and being loud about, crimes that they were committing themselves. The person who contributed wasn't a child trafficker. The crime is the crime regardless, right? If you understand the law, that's, law is black and white. If you take a kid that you don't legally have possession of, it doesn't matter if that kid is biologically yours or not. It doesn't matter if you're attempting to rescue them from an abusive household or not. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff's relevant. You kidnapped a kid. You have to go through the court legally and follow all the lines. Like I went through this actually with my daughter. I so badly wanted my daughter with me when I was younger, and I couldn't get her with me. And the household that she was in was incredibly abusive, but legally she wasn't mine. And I spoke to a lawyer. I did things the right way, and the lawyer said there was not much I could do in the state of Texas until she was older, unless I could literally prove the abuse was happening. It's a hard thing to stomach when you're in that situation, but I knew that I wanted to follow the law, and I knew that it was more detrimental to my daughter if I tried to take her or tried to force something or anything like that. But some people, maybe their kid was in a worse situation. We don't know all the details. We don't know all the facts. But I'm saying some people, they see that and they're like, well, my kid's in this situation. I can't let them stay there. So they grab them, they take them, they whatever. And they're like, I'm rescuing my child. That's still legally kidnapping if they weren't in your custody at the time. And that's a hard thing for people to swallow. But like I said, this post came out on Facebook, and when it came out, I chose to make comments and say, hey, this headline is misleading because it's not telling us the whole story. And and quickly I had people attacking me. They were cussing at me on Facebook and just being nasty and ugly and, and I was like, look, obviously you've got a lot of hostility. You got, a lot of anger issues. I haven't done anything to you. I was like, but I'm going to pray for you because I care about you. And I don't want people walking through life in this anger. Well, they became more angry that I said I would pray. And they started, and I mean, I got a lot of friends and, stuff who are non-believers. I've even got some family members who are non-believers. And when I tell them I'll pray for them, they know my heart's in the right place. They know that I'm not trying to be lit. And I know their stance. I know they don't believe in God, but they know I do. And so they understand that I'm doing my way of caring. I'm doing my best bet, my best effort, I'm making my moves to be there for them and support them in the way that I can. But this person who doesn't even know me, and I was like, and I pray for strangers all the time. I pray for a nation. I pray for people who are suffering. I pray, that's what we're called to do. We're called to be lovers of our neighbors. We love our neighbors, and our neighbor isn't someone who's in proximity. It's someone who we cross paths with that we feel needs something that we have to offer. And I felt this person needed prayer, because to get so angry over an idle comment on Facebook that was actually factual, and I wasn't ugly. I was just, hey, this is a little misleading because all the information's not here. I'm gonna pray for you so you can work your hostility out, because you're just cussing at me and calling me names and stuff just because I said it was misleading. They began attacking me and telling me all these ugly things and it's just, how have we become a people so angry and so hostile on social media that we attack one another for simply trying to discuss? I mean, it's a platform. Like let's discuss. If you're going to post an article, why are you going to post an article? Because you just want to attack people, or because you actually want to share information? If you want to share information, let's have a conversation and share information. Most people don't want to share information. They utilize Facebook as a tool for hate and ugliness. They use Facebook as a tool of division. They use Facebook for their own validation. They're not posting things seeking like, hey, let's have an open communication. They're posting things saying, hey, tell me I got it right. Give me a high five. Give me one of those cool little likes. Y'all start following my page because I said something cool. Nah, man, they ain't looking. They're looking for validation. They're not looking for real discussion, real dialogue. So anyways, I'm putting this out there because I want some real feedback. I want some real comments. I want y'all to comment below and let's have a conversation. Let's have some dialogue. Let's start figuring out why there's so much ugly and nastiness on Facebook, and let's start sharing some love. And remember, we're all here. We're all God's children. We're not that different, to be honest. All right. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I'm going to pray for all y'all because I care. Because I want things to be better for y'all. I want things to be better for me. I want all of us to get to a better place in life and just keep moving forward. And I want us to be ready to receive all the many blessings that we got right in front of us. All right, it's your boy. I'm getting ready for church, man. So I hope y'all have a most excellent day. It's a beautiful Sunday out there. It's been raining the last couple of days here in Gillette, Wyoming, but today the sun is shining. It's going to be good. It's supposed to be in the 70s. Woo! It's going to be nice. So whatever y'all doing today, I hope you live it up. I hope you love it. I hope you have fun, and just embrace the day and embrace the blessings around you and love your neighbor. It's your boy. I'm out.